So Alice Wahome has learned, and very painfully at that, that this regime, this government is not a joint venture, is not a shareholders kind of setup. This is not what you hear Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua claiming every day as he as he stands in front of church congregations, claiming that we are shareholders. This is one of us. You see. This is a challenging government. You have to toe the line, my sister. You understand? Even that whole charade yesterday, where they were getting the CEO, Duita of Athi Water Board, is because there is specific interest in those dams. You can see those are very lucrative dam projects. Yeah, you can see they involve huge sums of money. So they have to be in the control of somebody who can transfer the messages quickly, who can do as he's requested. There is no room for dissent or trying to question authority over here. Alice Wahome, yapping and heckling time and time again that this is our regime. This is not your regime. Listen. The only reason why Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been left to deal with those so-called coffee reforms is because coffee is not of interest to perhaps the president. And even during the Moi era, I keep telling you that President Ruto is a diligent student of the Moi era ways of governance. So it was a lie perpetuated by the Kikuyu elites of the time that Moi had destroyed the coffee sector. Now, Moi is not the one who broke the International Coffee Agreements, ICA, in 1989, which had price controls. No. Moi is not the one who looted and bankrupted the cooperative societies. It is the officials themselves, the officials of the cooperatives, the officials of KPCU and Coffee Board. All of them were Kikuyus. They are the ones who looted it. And then now they came to say Moi is the one who, because it was a good deflection tactic, you understand, at the time. And now they would use that as a rallying call to say that now let's get rid of Moi, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Moi had committed other atrocities, but for coffee, he and he allowed the Kikuyu elites to destroy the coffee because he had no interest. He knew, I don't care about this coffee thing. I had no interest over there. So he didn't go out of his way to destroy the coffee sector, which is the same script playing. In the same script, different cast. Now, Gachagua has been asked to oversee the unsolicited coffee reforms. Now they are, we saw a letter by Sassini Coffee the other day, letter of redundancy. They want to lay off a lot of staff at the coffee mill. We are seeing the trade volumes at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange. They are dwindling. The numbers are also dwindling as regards to the sales. But then, when you talk to, Gachagua degenerates, when you talk to Gachagua sycophants or Gachagua stalwarts in a WhatsApp group I am in, they are saying, oh, the reforms are coming. They are trying to purport or project that they are doing the work of the Lord. Oh, we are facing a lot of resistance from the players. You have never invested a single penny in coffee. What do you know about coffee to claim that you're going to fix it? You don't know what it takes to own a coffee farm, to run a mill, and then you are there imposing standards. So that is why they've been left for nyinyi jikarangeni na kahawa yenyu. You understand? Now everyone else has to toe the line. I told you the CS is from a certain community, and then hapo chini PS unaekewa Ayamune Wanka. If the PS is a certain community, the CS unaekewa Ayamune Wanka. You must do what the Yamune Wankas tell you to do. I'm telling you, people, you listen. All of these, you going, shouting and saying, oh, this is a shareholders government. You are just making a mockery out of yourselves. I saw Deputy President Gachagua in church, I think on Friday, talking about the fuel cost and saying to Ombe, Ruto, he's overdoing Lakini, because we know who is pulling the strings, calling the shots. Yeah. So that has been the most pathetic ending of a very disastrous week. I think you also what has been happening in New York and in America, how I think because we've been through a lockdown, I think the first 2 years the United Nations General Assembly was not as the way we are seeing it now, because there was the COVID and then they were not going. But now we can see all the sideshows, all the context that perhaps is normally blurred by the mainstream media. Now we can see it. We can see the levels of simping done by President Ruto to the foreign regime. Somebody captured the image that look at President Ruto, his body language is so submissive to these Western colonial forces and powers. You're seeing Meg Whitman, if you go to her Twitter timeline, it looks so horrendous as she's retweeting and saying now Kenya signed a deal with NBA. And then you can see Aden Mohamed there. Aden Mohamed is now replaced Moses Kuria, and everyone thinks that because he's so polished, he has a fake British accent, that now the returns are going to be as much. No, Aden Mohamed has been the CS of trade. What did he deliver? Other than taking the Diageo CEO to State House to meet Uhuru, and then now they used the provincial administration and the churches to promote local alcohol as illicit, so that we can only be left with EABL. EABL, as long as it's the Muzungu who is benefiting, then it's righteous. That is a solid product. But others which we have made here, which have lasted us through decades and millennia, that is illicit alcohol. Now that is Aden Mohamed, these are Western puppets who have been naturalized as Westerners. They are only they are white people trapped in black skin. You understand? So it was pathetic to see what is happening in New York. Even the Pan-African TikTokers, the ones who had hailed Ruto as the next Gaddafi. And we were telling them, we were telling them, this guy, don't bank with him. This guy, to flip the script on you is almost whatever. So it was sad to see him bowing down to Western, him and Ghana's president, Nana Akufo or something, whatever he's called, with his, even him, he has a fake British accent. They have been the biggest letdowns of that New York, whatever, United Nations General Assembly. When we were with Raila, he mentioned something because he had also had a large talk, a long talk, and he said that they did not win the elections because Wafula Chebukati was demanding a $4 million bribe. So Raila said he did not give him that money. So obviously Wafula Chebukati must have gotten that money from somewhere. So the speculation is rife that the Western regimes who are now cashing in, they are cashing in their liberal chips. From their flawed investment in the Kenya Kusha regime, and so it was deduced that when the then U.S. High Commissioner to Kenya, Jane Marriott, was camped at Bomas and pressuring Wafula Chebukati to announce the results. Don't forget, Wafula Chebukati has not submitted the returns as regards to the results. He's only done the county, but he's not done the constituency, and yet counties are not the standard reference point as regards to, or electoral units as regards to IEBC protocols. So Chebukati they're saying he was demanding $4 million from Azimio. So we can only guess where these $4 million came from. We can only guess to pay Wafula Chebukati to subvert the will of the people and our democracy. We can only guess because now these fraternizing with the Western regime has become too much, and the results and the benefits there's nothing to show. Now, if you go to Meg Whitman's, the US ambassador to Kenya, if you go to her TL, the things she's celebrating is not that we are getting a new road, it's not that we are getting we have signed a deal with NBA. Now, what is NBA? Kagame has done the same deal. Has it transformed Rwanda? No. If you go to Dubai today, you look at the prostitutes in the club. They are Rwandese, they are Ugandans, they are what? So, and even when they are coming here, we can see them looking for menial jobs. So, has that transformed Rwanda, that NBA partnership? No. So, why would the US ambassador be celebrating it? Because it's smoke and mirrors. This is what they do, spin and obfuscation to project the fact that they've done something, yet they've done nothing. I saw somewhere some Briton saying they are going to build, I don't know which road. That road will not materialize. There is nothing infrastructural that will benefit Africa that has been completed by the West. Everything has been China and Russia. So you keep on celebrating these Muzungus at your own risk.